federal judge is ordering government agencies to restore public access to health-related web pages and data sets. Now, this comes after they were removed to comply with an executive order by President Donald Trump. The judge's ruling is fulfilling a request by the Doctors for America advocacy group. The web pages and data sets restored are what the group says was taken down without, quote, adequate notice or reasoned explanation.
Joining us again, Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes. So I guess not that I can speak for everyone out here watching, Khalif. I'm trying to wrap my head around this, but I think a lot of people are just, because things are happening so quickly with the new administration, I feel like there's sort of these blurred lines of, well, if he's allowed to do it, can we really say anything? Is he allowed to do it? I think that's just where there's some confusion is, can he say, hey, take these web pages down? This is overreach.
There's a couple things. Can he, should he, and is he illegally allowed to? Can he do it? He can do it all day. He's a human being. He's allowed to speak. Should he? Maybe not. Some of these things he should not do. Is the power vested in the executive for him to use an executive powers, executive orders to do a number of things? 100%. But is there a check and balance and ability to say, well, hold up, was that outside of your powers? That's also there. So you have a kind of a mixed answer. But yes, if you're at home trying to figure out, do I duck? Do I stand up? Do I move to the side? There's so many things that are happening right now. There's a number of shots fired with executive orders, and there are not a number of defenses. Either folks attempting to file lawsuits and to get these executive orders to be stopped. So this is by means another opportunity to see if the president's executive power, specifically this one, can stand, or if a court's order will shut it down.
I mean, Khalif, we're talking about access for information about HIV testing, HIV prevention medication. This is public information that people should have a right to. Where does that lie in terms of the court's ability to give people access to public information that they have a right to and the president's executive powers?
Julian, you've been reading off my exam, so I think I'm going to ask the teacher to block us because you're cheating off my test. HIV prevention, you're talking about reproductive health care. These are things that doctors rely on. And so when you wipe those from the page, when you make sure that they're not there, that's first of all a First Amendment argument. And so you're saying, well, they're not speaking, right? Well, it's actually your opportunity to speak and to receive and gain information. And so if you're taking my ability to gain information, that's a First Amendment violation. And so then you're also saying, well, what did this judge actually look at? This is the standard injunction hearing. It needs to be, is there going to be irreparable harm? Is there going to be likelihood of success on the merits? And does this balance in the public interest? So irreparable harm, that means I can't give you money to fix it. Well, if I don't tell you how to prevent AIDS, if I don't show you how to prevent having a child, I really can't give you money to fix that. And the judge said that there will be a number of folks that will be harmed because this is not in place. So put it back up.
All right. Again, I can't speak for the president and the rationale for scrubbing certain data. What appears to be, again, this is just my opinion, is as the president is trying to do an overall view of this is what I inherited coming into the office. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the emergency brake on everything until I figure out maybe this language needs to be changed. Maybe it's about gender or sex or whatever the verbiage is. Once we figure out what needs to be cut or changed, fine, we'll put it back in drive and we'll go back to the way we operated. But for now, let's just pause everything. And I think it's that shock of going, whoa, we didn't see this coming so quickly.
And I think if it was just a pause, I'd say I agree with a lot of that momentary pause. And I think the court would do that. But I don't think that's what this is. These are layers. These are steps in a plan. And so if you're attempting to remove sex and gender and moving gender and making it sex, the next step after that allows you to push forward with some other things that are within the playbook. And so this isn't just a one-off, we're pausing so we can fix language. This is, we need the language to be right so that later my next executive order can already be supported while it's there. And so these are layers and layers of executive orders that are not individual. They're all connected for one agenda.
Again, our Chief Legal Analyst, Khalif Rhodes, breaking that down for us. Khalif, we appreciate it.